Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm 19 and I'm living in North Dakota right now.
And why is that? Why are you out there?
I'm in the Air Force, so I'm just starting my career in January. So, of
Thank you so much for your service. And
course.
Gabe, similar story. How old are you and where are you right now?
I'm Gabe. I'm 17, and I am still in Texas, New Braunfels. But I'll be leaving soon here in a little less than a month to go to San Diego to join the Marines.
We went with our grandma at first, and it was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to go just because like I didn't know what was going on at first. Um, but like I was starting to get a vague idea about something's wrong.
Like if we're talking about children in foster care and what they're going through, what's something that people don't understand about what it's like to be a youth going through that?
Honestly, for me, like my hardest thing was trying to sort through like the emotions. Um, and definitely like just moving around to different places was very tough on me. Personally, I don't know about Gabe or Jacob. But it was definitely just like how I was feeling about everything. Like I just didn't know how to talk about it because I never really had to. And like it took me a little longer to finally figure out like it's okay to be feeling this way. I didn't know if it was okay. I didn't know like how I was supposed to be feeling, if I was supposed to be feeling a certain way. So definitely like feelings and emotions, just it was very like tough for me. Yeah.
How about you, Gabe?
I think my main thing was like confusion. Like I didn't know, kind of like similar to what Jazz was saying. Like never knew what was going on. Like I didn't fully comprehend. Like didn't wrap my mind around like all of it. And then like finally, when I did start to understand, then like all these emotions start coming through, and you're like questioning things like, well, do they love me? Do they not? Do they care for me or do they not? And it's just all these other like emotions that go through your mind.
Jasmine or Gabe, do you remember meeting Sara for the first time?
I think I do. I think I was jumping over all around the couches and stuff, being crazy
Yeah,
kid.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember I was like, I wonder who this lady is. Like I don't know her. It's weird why is she coming over and talking to us about all this stuff. And
Yeah.
little did I know, like I didn't know what was happening. I was like, huh? Like what's CASA? I didn't know anything. So but yeah, I think I do remember that day.
What was something that really made you feel like, okay, this is someone that's on my team?
I think it was when like she when we like got with her for like the third time or something. I think it finally clicked that like, oh, she's here for us and she's really wanting to know if we're all right and really checking in on us and like knowing where our mind's at, trying to figure it out.
Sara, what do you think it is? What is your mindset when you're being appointed to kids that are going through the system? What's your ultimate goal?
Well, when I meet them, them being young, I just kind of explain that I'm a friend that kind of comes in, and I just want to make sure that everything is in their best interest. And I'm not there to talk about the case. I never sit down and say, hey, what about this? Or hey, what about that? It was like, are we going bowling today? Right? Are we going to Schlitterbahn? Where are we going today? And what are we doing? It was because they get asked enough questions. They talk to way too many people. So my role is just simple, is to come in and be their friend. And they know how I feel about them. I don't want to get emotional, but they're great human beings. They've always been great human beings. Even when I met them, you would never know, what they had gone through or what they were going through, because they just have this fighter spirit in them. It makes sense that they're going to serve our country now.
Having a CASA volunteer really got like my mind off of things that were happening around like around me because there was a lot of stuff happening. Like, it was always something to look forward to with her, and I think like it it really helped us to get our minds off of things and to know that okay, like we're gonna go have this set time just to have fun and to really just to stop thinking about what was happening, because I felt like it was constantly like when we weren't out going doing stuff, we were always like focused on stuff that was going around like focused on stuff that was going around us. So I don't know, for me it just really got my mind off of stuff that was happening.
And you, Gabe, what's important for kids to have a CASA volunteer?
So my thing is it's important because like kids need to feel like the feeling of care in their life, especially at like a young age. And so when like a bunch of things are going on, and like I was saying a little bit earlier, and you're confused and stuff, well then that CASA worker, when they're there and they talk to you and they take you like she took us bowling, showed up on, she took us roller skating, and all that was about rough.
Gosh.
Jazmine tried to kill me, by the way, when we were roller skating.
Yeah. But when we do all that stuff and they talk to us and they like say, hey, we're gonna go do this, and then they actually follow through with it. Yeah. That's like the most important thing, because then we're like, oh, that's like someone who's actually gonna be there for me. Like other than like these other people who weren't like let's say for like me, it was our birth mom. Like, she wasn't there, but so I was used to thinking like, oh, they're not gonna really, we're just gonna sit here and do nothing. And then when Sarah's like, hey, let's go bowling, then she actually shows up. It's like, I don't know, it put the biggest smile on her face. Like we're like, oh, that's awesome. Like she actually wants to be with us, spend time with us. Yeah. And so it's just mainly like the caring and like knowing like that kid should feel the care coming from the CASA worker.
What would you tell the average person who was thinking about becoming a CASA volunteer, but just not really sure if they're qualified or if they can make a difference? What would you tell someone after your experience on this case? Why should someone be a CASA volunteer?
Oh, I tell everybody all the time. The one thing that you need is that you care about others in a way that is genuine. And, there is no better volunteer work I've ever done. I've done a lot of volunteer work than this. You meet these kids, they make your life better. I'm so glad to hear what they're saying about me, but they always made me a better person. I mean, it's just something that you will get nowhere else other than being a CASA. And that's why I talk about it so much and try to get so many people to join, because it makes me sad that only half the kids get a CASA. That's just not acceptable to me. Because, CPS is busy, everybody's busy. And so, I have a case right now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. And, I fill a role that no one else can fill because they're just busy. And my focus is those kids and what's in their best interest. And, you do that by getting to know them and taking them places and just having fun with them. And then, it just progresses from there.